Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. And it is time to clap them cheeks. And no, not the cheeks that you're thinking about. In the famous words of Derrick Lewis, it's time to get to business, ladies and gentlemen. This fight, I believe, will be um, for a shot at the title. So this is a tough fight to have a pick. I believe. I want my boy Derrick Lewis to come through, but there are a lot of variables um, that he has to overcome when he fights Blaydes. If you're on the stream, make sure you leave a like. Every little helps here. Derrick, my balls were hot, Lewis. Really hope. Oh man, YouTube man, don't be doing this now, boy. Trying to be consistent with these live streams. You lot came out in your droves for the last one, and I really appreciate that, man. That was great to see. I think in the Usman Burn stream we had, man, it was popping. It was really good. Yeah, no, that was a great stream, and it was fun doing it with you guys. Man, I have no idea why YouTube makes it so incredibly hard for someone just to make a friggin' a thumbnail. Who's walking out now? Yeah, Derry Lewis is walking out now, guys. I gotta get down to the bottom of this. What? Did you hear that, guys? Apparently, Derek Lewis only trains for 30 days. Oh, sorry, if not for. I mean, he probably could, um, but apparently, he only trains for 30 minutes a day. I doubt that. But this man's got absolute dynamite in his hands. And at any point, the fight can be over. Once one of them big overhand rights just land on the chin, it could be good night, Irene. So, I mean, Blaydes has been over his career. He's been hit with some fucking bombs, man. I mean, him fighting Francis Ngannou alone is enough to have some huge ramifications on your on your career. So I don't know. I don't know. I just think there's something very scary about the power that Lewis has. But again, at the same time, it's a question of will his stamina hold up? You know, I feel like I'm doing a double standard on myself because I'm mentioning his stamina, yet in the majority of his fights, somehow he does land a right hand in the last couple of seconds of his bouts. So that this whole thing about cardio with Derrick Lewis could, you know, could be a myth. You know, Curtis Blaydes coming out to the Mortal Kombat music. Look, I'm gonna say this, yeah. I don't even know who is the one person that is currently watching the stream right now, but I'm gonna pretend I'm not talking to this one person. But I'm gonna say this: YouTube, bro, what's going on, man? On a realness, what's going on? Because you have made it an absolute nightmare for content creators to create a frigging thumbnail. What's going on, man? It's ridiculous. And I've got your YouTube Studio Career app and everything, and I've used it for the last 2 years. And whatever things that you've changed on the settings is stupid. It makes no sense. Man, this is some bullshit, man. I mean, you know, ridiculous. I can't believe this is that you've done this to me now twice. Man, why do you make this so incredibly fucking hard? Man, you got here we go. It's about to start. Fuck me, man. I'm fucking pissed. Idiots, man. Bro, man's out here, yeah, at 4 in the morning, yeah, and you won't let me do a thumbnail. You know what I mean? Like, do I have mug written on my forehead? Bro, dickheads, honestly. Try and do everything in my power to create a thumbnail. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Guys, make sure you leave a like on the stream. Helps the channel out. All right. I'm probably have to do this bloody thumbnail when in between rounds or something because it's just ridiculous. Guys, make sure you leave a like on the stream. Let's see how this one plays out. This is the game plan, isn't it? Blaydes wants to come in, get that takedown, and use his ground and pound. See that Derrick Lewis power was always there, man. He's born with that power. But the problem is that you're a wrestler and you want to shoot a takedown, right? And you're fighting someone who's got good fundamentals in boxing, and that's all they've known their entire life, timing a punch. And if you come in just a fraction of a second slow on a takedown, that could be literally lights out for you. And you can see that between the two of them now. You know, Curtis came in, Lewis popped him, and now he's more tentative. There you go. Look, it already looks like there's some significant swelling on Blaydes' left side of his face. Good jab from Blaydes. All right. The thing is, Lewis doesn't want to be that close to the cage. We know that Lewis has got that high kick as well. He's not all just hands, you know. Lewis likes to fly that switch flying knee. So there are other variations in Lewis's game. He's not all just an overhand right. Right. Blaydes closing the distance. Come on, Lewis. Come on. Don't push him. You know that you got the power. Let him know about your power. You don't want to be there. But listen, I'm just an armchair fan. I just know that I wouldn't be there. There you go. Let the hands fly, man. Let the hands fly. Let the hands fly, bro. Don't let him over low kick you. Don't let him over leg kick you. You don't want to do. We saw what happened to McGregor, bro. My man done the Bernie and caught one right on the temple, and it was good night. I mean, those leg kicks were over a duration of 2 rounds, but Man, Blaydes is putting the heat on. There seems to be more of a variation in Blaydes' striking. I mean, at the moment, this doesn't look good for Lewis. This doesn't look good. He's not hurt. He's in there, but you know, I think that I definitely feel like yeah, I'm in the UK. Rory, yep, that's me, bro. I'm here. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, turn your bell notifications on. Anyone that's new here, turn your bell notifications on, subscribe. Help out small content creators like myself. Oh, shit. Fuck. I mean, I don't know how legit that eye poke was just there from Blaydes, but oh, he slapped him in his eye, and his finger went in his eye. I mean, Rory, we know that it can get a lot later. Normally these fights over here in the UK come on about 5 o'clock or even 6 sometimes if it's a pay-per-view event. So we're out here grinding, man. Look, I've got the cup of chow, I've got the cup of coffee here, all set, so that I don't fall asleep on the stream. Not that I would, but just to get that extra surge of energy, The worst is when I do these live streams, especially when it was the beginning of last year, and I was sound operating for a feature film, and I would do these streams at like on the, I think they would be on the Friday, the Saturday morning, and then I'd have to get like if I'm lucky, 5 hours sleep, and then get ready, go down to Islington, and shooting, Yeah, the thumbnail, bro. Funny you say that, KO. For the last couple of minutes, I've been trying to do a thumbnail, but YouTube don't. It seems like as if YouTube don't really want to run with that shit, man. Funny enough, I reckon if I go now, my Blaydes is really letting his hands go, and he's close the distance again. Oh, go on, turn him. Fuck, man. Blaydes is trying to really rough it up, man. Guys, if you're new here, please make sure you subscribe, turn your bell notifications on. I mean, at the moment, I want my boy Derrick. I want my Derrick, my balls was hot Lewis to win. But at the moment, my man's getting peppered, bro. He's left, right, and center, man. So I'm not feeling too confident at the moment with the way he's performing. He needs to let his hands go. I'm rooting for I want Derrick to win, but Blaydes is putting a spectacular performance. I mean, how could you, with that personality? Oh, and he's knocked out Blaydes. What did I say, bruv? What? This guy, like I said at the beginning of the stream, has scary power. That we're not talking like normal power. We're talking about fucking dark side power. You get fucking blasted with this guy. It's like getting fucking hit with an omega fucking beam. This is what I said. Him coming in to shoot and he smashed his face with a fucking uppercut from fucking hell. Bang! Oh my god. Oh, Herb Dean, you fucking muppet. He could have died. I think, bruv. Jesus Christ. Somebody get that man to the ambulance and get him some fucking oxygen right now. So obviously that guy's gonna die. He's still on the floor. Get the man some oxygen, man. This is the thing. When you got power, sometimes it don't matter. The thing is with Lewis, right? One thing that you guys have to understand, right? If you look at the way that Dustin Poirier throws his punches, right? They don't come. When you look at a boxer, right? For example, Anthony Joshua, he's very tight in the beginning, right? Throws everything from the shoulder, right, to keep everything neat and back to his face, so that he can defend himself, right? But when you want to knock someone the fuck out, right? You know, there's been a lot of science and there's a lot of knowledge behind it, that when you throw a punch from the waist, from here, and your whole body goes for the shot, it's all over. And especially when you time the timing, the precision, and you naturally have power, it's game over. You know, those are the punches that hurt the most. It's like Dustin Poirier fights like a brawler. He fights from here. Look, he fights from his waist, right? And he just fucking throws the kitchen sink. Because I mean, that punch that Lewis threw there, it wasn't a textbook, you know, full out punch. He saw where Blaydes' head was going because he was shooting in. And I mentioned this, that the problem for Blaydes would be with him coming in and Lewis timing a punch, you know, to counter him. And it's always a punch you don't see that always knocks you out. And the punch came from the waist here, and he just fucking launched Blaydes into another dimension, mate. So, I mean, guys, man, I started the stream and it's over before it's begun, bro. Imagine that. That's tough. Damn. This man has been hit too many times in the head. Blaydes. He's been hit too many times. Oh, I mean, when my dad sees this knockout, man, I think he might pass out. Jesus. Fuck me. Stiff like a plank of wood on the floor. Oh, come on, man. yeah. Exactly. I want Derrick to win, and then it's all over. He's won. Do you know what? I was talking. I looked down at the stream, and before you know it, Blaydes was on the floor. I didn't even see the punch. Well, I've looked up, and I just see Blaydes just laid out like a French fly on the floor. Bang! That's it, son. Catch a quick sleep. Oh my god. I mean, that will cure your insomnia, ladies and gentlemen. That fucking uppercut from hell, bro. Man, Jones don't want any of that, man. He don't want none of that, boy. Swagging and bagging. You can say that again. Guys, I legitimately just started the stream. I'm having problems trying to put up my freaking thumbnail for the video. And was it the second round? Bro, I can't remember. Yo, I can't remember. Was it? Did he knock him out in the first round? Yo, shit, this shit went so quick. I mean, that for me personally was the best knockout Lewis has ever done. That knockout was fucking spectacular. I hope Dana gives him the fucking bonus there. Because the UFC stock just skyrocketed with that fucking uppercut, bro. Uppercut from hell, bro. Bro, somewhere George Foreman looked at that and was like, bro, that's my G right there. George Foreman was like, bravo. Bravo, my son. You made me proud. Oh, man. George Foreman sitting there with his cup of coffee. My legacy continues, you know. Oh, bloody hell, man. That knockout, man. I said it, man. I said it. That's the problem. And I said as well, like, Blaydes has got all you can see, right? That Blaydes has more technical ability, really. Okay, forget about like timing and power, right? If you're looking at like wrestling, maybe kickboxing, wrestling exchanges, and you were to like analytically look at the stats between the two of them, you would see that there is a good differ on the side for Blaydes, right? But when you get fucking launched by Derrick, that's it, man. That's it. It's good night. It doesn't matter about how good's your jab and how good's your head mover. Once one of those shots hit you on the dome, that's it. It's all over. It doesn't matter. You know? Oh man. My head is huge. Well, it tends to be that way when it's on the stream. Bro. Derrick the Black Beast, bro. My man, Derrick has scary power, man. Derrick has scary power. You know, it doesn't matter. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to always remember this. And remember, you heard it here first on this channel, right? Yeah. Somebody that throws a punch from here, look at where my hand is. When somebody throws a punch from here, from the waist, 9 times out of 10, it tends to be more powerful than a punch that comes from here. Always remember that. And now that I've said it, you can go, especially the UFC, you can go back through the test of time in the past to see all the knockouts, right? And the majority of punches all come from here, from the waist. It just generates so much power. You know, it's the similar style of how, well, when McGregor was in his prime, that's how he used to throw his punches. Every punch used to come from the waist, coming up. You know, when it's on the shoulder, you kind of lose your momentum. You know, sometimes can end up just being an arm punch. You know, bro. Steve Jennings, yo, mind G. Yo, Steve Jennings, mind G. I started the stream. I started talking a little bit. There was a female fight going on. I sat down. I must have had 2 sips of my coffee, right? And then before I know it, somebody was talking in the chat. Was trying to answer back on the chat. I looked back. I looked to look at the chat, and I looked back up. I just hear the commentator screaming. I just see Curtis Blaydes laid out like a French fry on the canvas, bro. So yeah, so pretty much, um, Derrick sent Blaydes to the Shadow Realm with that uppercut, bro. If you haven't seen that uppercut, it's gonna be everywhere. That uppercut. My ancestors felt the uppercut, bro. It's absolutely crazy. You say, "Oh my god," you say, "Oh my god." It was like Thanos jumped into that octagon and threw a punch with a fucking Infinity Gauntlet. If you think I'm joking, you can watch it for yourself and you won't believe it. It's like Darkseid jumped in there real quickly and said, "Yo, Wagwan, my G." Bang! That's it. That's how I'm gonna cure your insomnia. Oh, you got sleep problems? Oh, you got sleep problems, yeah? Oh, let me just help you with that real quick. Come here. Boom! That chin get fucking spun back to Narnia and back to Timbuktu. I mean, put it this way: if Derek punched a normal person that wasn't an athlete, they'd be dead instantly. They'd be dead. That's just how scary that power of Derek is. And Steve, yo, my G, bro, you're talking about follow ups. Derek hit him with like three more punches when he was on the ground. Herb Dean was in the corner drinking a cup of coffee, bro. Bro, he's already finished. My man's fatality on the floor like a French fly, stiff as a board, right? And Herb Dean's just like, just like, don't, never mind. It's just that, one of the most powerful knockout artists in heavyweight history. It's all right. Yeah, fuck me. Oh, isn't there a bit hot in him? The light, bruv. He got hit with like three more punches on the floor, right? And listen. Curtis Blaydes is never the same after this fight. He's never the same. He's not. Imagine, yeah. Imagine your brain, yeah. You've been knocked out by Francis Ngannou, bro. Oh, you know what, yeah, bro. Francis Ngannou threw a fucking left uppercut, right, on of Losky, right. He uppercutted him so hard, both his feet came off the ground. He punched him into the sky, bro. Man, UFC is different gravy, man. I mean, like that knockout in itself, man. Look, all I'm saying is I'm scared for boxing, man, because this sport is just taking over. Oh my god, oh my god, the ovary knockout. Oh my god, do you know what? Yeah, it's like when he punched him, right? He was out already, right? But you can just see his whole body starting to switch off before he even hits the ground. A devastating power, man. Just, oh man, that was bad. I mean, what Adam Carson says that Derek belongs in Bellator. Look, man, look. I'll say it myself. Derek is not a guy that has all the skill set, but if he hits you with about 80% of his power, you're going to feel it. And if it's 100%, you're knocked out on the floor. So, to be honest, it's interesting, yeah, because I feel like in this heavyweight division, I feel like Francis hasn't yet actually been like in terms of like a battle, in terms of striking, like punches coming towards him, right? We've never actually seen Francis take on like an onslaught of punches, right? And it'd be interesting to see how would he react, when Derrick is hitting him flush on the chin? Is it going to be the same outcome like what happened to Blaydes? Is he going to? I'm not saying that that will happen, but you know, I mean, that fight was so boring. We didn't even get to see what would be the power, deficit on, if they both exchanged. We never got to see that because the fight was just what it was. You know, who do I think wins Stipe and Ngannou too? I'll be honest. I believe that when you're talking about combat sport, I believe that it's always about who is the fighter that is in there and they're performing to their best and they have the most time and experience in there. I just feel like Ngannou's too hungry for this rematch, you know. And put it this way, right? You got to think about the mentality as well that you have to put into consideration, right? If you get hit by Ngannou, right? And I believe that already in the mindset of Stipe, I believe that he's only got about two more fights in him. I believe, right, or three if we're lucky. I think he's got three more fights and that guy's done, right? And if he specifically gets battered by Ngannou, he's not gonna want to rematch him. There's no way. Like think about it, right? He's already had three wars with DC, right? And granted, okay, he won, two out of those three fights. I just can't see how he's gonna feel like especially if he gets knocked out like in devastating fashion. You know, Derek literally blames Herb on camera after doing the suck it two follow ups on Derek. Yo, bro, the upside down, bro. My man, yo, when he got hit with those 2-3 punches on the floor, bro. My man already saw season 4 Stranger Things, bro. It was oh man, bro. My man already knows the finale. Oh man. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're new on the stream, make sure you subscribe and turn on your bell notifications. That would be great. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you subscribe, turn your bell notifications on. Let's see if we get to 640. That'd be nice. I'm trying to see if I can incorporate. It'd be good. It would be good for the channel if I done about if I done about if I done about 4 live streams. Incorporating the boxing, um, the UFC as well. Give you guys a bit more content. Yeah, you could say so. I mean, look, when you'll find a guy like that that can just end your that can just take your lights out at any given moment. You can't waste them takedowns. You gotta make you gotta make every use of them. Because Derrick is just an animal. Oh God, come on. So okay, guys. So it's funny they're doing the replay of Ronda Rousey versus Holly Holm. Uh, Ronda Rousey got high kicked into another dimension. Um, but anyway, I think so. I want to ask you guys: do you think that Jones is worthy of having an immediate um, title challenge at heavyweight? You know, do you? I mean, I say that, and didn't DC just rock up to the heavyweight division and just have a title fight with Stipe? You know, because you got to take into consideration. I believe that Lewis, he's at least been on a 2 to 3 win streak. And then just to have a guy come up and just get his opportunity at the belt seems a bit much. I like that. I like that. What's up, Coogan? Yeah. I mean, I don't want to be blowing smoke up my own ass, but God, I hope that people would think I'm a little bit more good looking than Coogan. All due respect to him. I mean, if people would have think he's got going on, they can think that. Oh gosh, guys! If you're new here, make sure you subscribe, turn your bell notifications on. Or if you're part of the channel and you haven't yet liked the stream yet, make sure you do that. That's made my morning. That is. What's up? Hey, what's up, Coogan? I bet you came in and you were like, "Fucking hell, what's Coogan? Who's this guy? He's his cousin." Yeah, the pure. Yeah, that's the thing though. You want him to work his way up to prove himself that he can fight at that level. You know, it's no different to when you're in the. No, it's no different to when you're in the light heavyweight division and you've got to work your way up to the title. I mean, that's the way that I see it. You know, but you know, the UFC sees itself as a business that wants to make profit, that wants to break even. You know, and I feel like I've said this a couple of times on these streams is that the UFC has this model where with the fighters it's a case of if you don't ask then you don't get, you know and and they like those kind of braggadocious kind of obnoxious pretentious kind of images of these fighters to sell the fights. I mean, Colby Covington, I mean, he just cusses off everyone underneath the sun. And it just so happens that he has an enjoyable fighting um, style that is, entertaining for the fans to watch. You know, I wouldn't even really regard. If we're talking about in terms of what the UFC is, I wouldn't say Colby's like top 5 or anything. I think he's top 10 at least. But you know, the fighters they create this hype for themselves. You know, they're always eager to make an impression. And I think and I think this all boils down to how clever Dana White, how clever he is, and how he's able to get inside the fighters' minds. You know, when a champion pulls out of a bout with an injury, and the number one contender's there, someone will come feeling 6 days notice, or whatever the case might be, and that contender will beat the guy that's ranked number 4, and he'll Dana will make it for an interim belt, and what makes it so enticing to watch is that the interim championship is exactly the same belt of what the champion has. So what you end up having is that when these two fighters finally come to face each other, they're already chatting shit to each other. You know, I'm the real champion. You know, I took the fight. Yeah, you shit your pants. You ran away. Da 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 da. You know, you see the field build even more. You know, and I think it's a brilliant selling point for Dana to sell his fights on. You know, I mean, not really. You know, I don't know how many people realize this. Conor McGregor versus Chad Mendes. Chad Mendes rolled up with like 1 week notice, and that pay per view's done like still done 800,000 buys. You know, you know, if you're asking me, that's pretty impressive. You know, so it's a formula that works. The mighty Kev. Look, I'll say this about Jones, right? We know how good he is. Right? You know, we can't, you know, we can't really we can't really shit on him. But look, I feel like with Jones and his last two performances, the fight against Dominic Reyes and the fight against Thiago Santos, right? He didn't. All right, you know, you could say that he done enough to win the fight, but you know, there are moments in those two fights that he had in the light heavyweight division that he looked lost. You know, and especially at Dominic Reyes fight when he was getting peppered with that left lead. Oh man, that with that left strike to the face, he didn't know how to negate it. He didn't know how to move his way. Wasn't moving his head. Yeah, and I believe that there's a part of Jones that believes that he did lose that fight against Dominic Reyes. You know, how many of you had Dominic Reyes winning that fight? I mean, I did. You know, and I don't personally feel like Jones is actually the greatest at getting it out of the way of a punch. You know, and he tends to do this thing where when he's caught square on onto a punch, he automatically puts his arms up, right? And you can't look, you can't, you know, if you do this against Francis Ngannou, especially, you're the fuck was that? Anyway, you're just saying, you know, I want to be knocked the fuck out when you do that. You know, protect like that. You know, one punch comes over the top onto the head, that's it. You know, so if when he, let's say, if he does fight Francis, he has to negate that from his game because I can just see one of them fucking looping hands just coming over and just hitting him. You know, you know that's a good point. The only real thing I feel like stop is winning that was that you have to properly beat the champ. Look, Rory, I look. See, now this is where things get a little bit dicey. The only thing that I dislike about the UFC, right, is that when you see these championship bouts happen, right, the the challenger can win 3 rounds, no question about it, right? They win those 3 rounds, right? And the last 2 rounds, the champion will come back and give a good account of themselves, right? You know, and it would look, good from their behalf that they came back. But really, in hindsight, the challenger that has been performing for the 3 rounds prior in the first half of the fight, they've performed well, and you would think that the judges are going to give it to that guy, right? And the UFC do this crazy thing where they give the fight to the champion that has come back the last two rounds, even though they lost the three in the beginning. And I never understand that. You know, it's like the if you look the second fight of of yeah, am I saying it right? Is it Volkanovski versus Max Holloway? You know, Holloway smashed him the first three rounds of that fight, right? Even scored a knockdown on him, right? In the first stages of that fight. Volkanovski came back, last couple of rounds, done well. But to me, he still lost the fight, right? And the judges give it to him. You know, didn't hurt Max one bit, right? But yeah, judges just think, right, no, just give it to Volkanovski. I mean that was bullshit. We all know that that was a bullshit decision. But the thing is, Rory, like they make it. I mean, it's pretty obvious the first three rounds that they are doing the number on them, right? And the champion will come back, but everybody has two eyes, and they can see that the first three rounds, the challenger were winning those rounds, therefore meaning they are going to be the new champion, right? Um, but I just have no idea why the judges always swing it in the favor of the champion just because they come back the last two rounds. You know, it's so dumb. I mean, I would say if you're taking into accountability the accuracy of the punches, hitting flush, and there was never really any moment that Reyes looked like, oh my god, I don't know what I'm doing here. You know, I don't know where I am. You know, I'm looking at my corner because I've completely shit the bed. There was no moment like that. You know, whereas Jones, he's putting his arms up and he's getting fucking rocked left, right, and center. Loses the first three rounds, comes back the last two, and he retains his title. It's just stupid. I mean, look, I might be coming across as the most biased John Jones hater that there is, but even Jones cannot sit there and think to himself that the last two fights that he had, were convincing performances. I, you know, and look, we all know he's great, and we want to see that from Jones again. I don't, I don't think that it's helped Jones's career that based on the trials and the tribulations that he's been doing outside of the cage in his private life, and it's all been well documented from social media. I don't think that's helped his image, and then his performances in the ring have not been convincing, and that's why I feel like Jones has got himself into a situation where he feels like not that he that's why that I would say that more than ever that's why people have got onto his back, because of the nonsense outside of the ring, and then the performances inside. You know it hasn't left a good taste in fans' mouths. But that's the thing, it's like that's what I mean. Like those performances have not done. They've done absolutely nothing. for Jones's career. Those 2 wins. You know, I'll tell you this: it would actually, in a way, be more entertaining if he lost those 2 fights back to back, and then he just said, "I'm moving up to heavyweight." You know, we'd all be thinking, "Oh, you're gonna go do that? Yeah, yeah, sure thing, mate. Yeah, you know, you're gonna get fucking smashed when you go to that division." You know, so I mean, it's like with Khabib, you could say that his style isn't really the most aesthetically pleasing to look at, but with him, he dominates. That's it. That guy just comes out straight up domination, bro. When I think about domination, I think about like Call of Duty, yeah, and like one team's got all 3 flags, yeah, and they just scored 200 points, and like the geezer got like 1 point, like the other team's got like 1 point or something, you know. That's why when I think about domination, I just think about, you know, complete obliteration. I mean, you know, Khabib had reached such a pinnacle the way that he is. You know, that guy was having full on conversations with his opponents whilst he was in there. It was crazy stuff. Yeah, me too. I do. AJ Tillman, Khabib was, bruv, bruv, bruv. You know, bruv, Khabib was just man, bruv. Khabib, Khabib. Yeah, like the equivalent of his career in the UFC to Call of Duty. He's that guy, yeah, that's in the lobby where he's that guy where he dominates, right? For the entire game of COD, the entire game of ground war, right? And then when it gets to the last second of the match, that's when he drops the nuke. You know, just when you thought you couldn't have been battered anymore, you just see the fucking nuke emblem in the corner of your screen. I mean, man, I mean, Khabib is. I was questioning Khabib striking, going in. I mean, come on, like, let's not be stupid. They're like, I was questioning his striking against Gaethje. I mean, it's Justin Gaethje. This guy, like, the fucking leg kicks. The right hand that he's got. He mixed up this combination of a right hand and a left hook, right? And those punches, man, they completely daze his opponents, right? And he does it with such velocity, and especially going into that fight with Khabib, we saw him against a Tony Ferguson that went, I believe, like a fucking like he had like he went over like a decade without being beaten, right? Here comes Justin Gaethje, my man's moving his head, jabbing his head off, throwing power punches left, right, and center, right? And completely schools one of the best fighters the world has ever seen, right? And I'm thinking, if he does the same thing against Khabib, then that should be it. That should be the W in the bag. So going into the fight, I was rooting for Gaethje. I'll admit, I was rooting for Gaethje, right? I'll say this: I shit my pants. I knew Gaethje was never going to win the fight because what Khabib done, right? he came out and this guy threw a flying knee, right? And it hit Gaethje right on the chin, right? And he timed that knee to perfection. I was like, oh my God. And then he starts hitting Gaethje with right hands. I'm like, oh my God, what is happening here? Yeah. And then Khabib, of all people, the guy that wrestles is deep kicking Gaethje. I said, I was already thinking to myself, Gaethje ain't winning this fight because now Khabib is showing us all things that he's never done before, and he's doing it with 100% success rate. I'm Yeah, you guys can watch that stream for yourself. Just see, you can just see the cogs in my brain just starting to think, oh shit, Gaethje ain't winning this fight. I mean, when Khabib's in mount, I mean, you're not getting back up again. It went once he. I mean, I don't know all the correct terminologies, but I believe once he passes that guard, you're there for a long time. You're definitely there for a very, very long time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You have to, yeah, yeah, yeah. You have to give up. You know this. Yeah, yeah, bro. He done that. He done that to Barboza. He done that to Michael Johnson. Man, my man's telling them, look, come on, man. Look, come on, man. I don't want to hurt you now. Like, come on. It's like he's talking to like his little brother or something. You know, when you get your little brother in like a bulldog, or or like any of your like cousins or your small cousins, you get them in a bulldog choke, and you're just like rubbing their fucking head and you know, give them a wet willy, and you know. But the thing is, with Khabib, he just puts that fear of God into you, man. You know, he makes you so scared of his wrestling that I noticed that when Khabib actually starts fainting a takedown, and you see like his opponent, all of the opponents going, oh, like they start fucking spazzing out, right? Um, that's when you realize that when he actually sees them actually doing that, that's when he actually boxes them. That's when he actually starts throwing his punches on them, right? And then it gets their mind like, oh my God, like a couple of seconds ago, I was scared to get a takedown. Now he's punching me in the face. Oh, like let me defend my face, and then he's gonna shoot for a takedown. Then he doesn't shoot for the takedown, and they get scared again. Like he just puts that fear into you, right? It's like I don't even really think that Gaethje was actually tired when he was fighting Khabib, right? But it's the mental stress of thinking, oh my God, no, 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 he's not going to do it now. And you're fighting. It's like Khabib's got this way, this kind of hypnotic style where he puts you under immense pressure and it just throws you off your game plan completely, you know? So it's like, for example, I've been saying that for a long time on these live streams. I believe that Alexander Usyk, I believe that he has every credential to be a heavyweight champion, right? And it isn't necessarily his punching ability with Usyk, right? Usyk is an absolute master at footwork, moving in and out, and he just keeps doing it for all 12 rounds, bouncing in and out, boom, 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 for 12 rounds, like that, just boom, 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 right? And having to deal with that because And the thing as well with Usyk is that he mentally stresses you out to the point where all he does is is move back and forth and just jabs you for about 6 rounds. He'll do that for 7 rounds, but with velocity and pace, right? And you're constantly thinking, when is this left hand gonna drop? You know, and you just see all of these boxers starting to panic about when it because he mimics like he's going to throw a left hand and he doesn't throw a left hand and he's bouncing in and out, not throwing a punch, and you're thinking, has this guy come to and then the doubt sets in from these opponents. I think has this guy actually come to box me, or has he come to give me a free salsa lesson? You know, and what that does, it lulls you into this false sense of security that, oh, he's not going to hit me, and then bang, he just whips in that left hook, and you just don't even see the punch. I mean, that's what he done to Tony Bellew. Done that same style, just bouncing in and out of rounds. Couldn't touch him, just jabbed you to the body, to the head, and you're thinking, when is this guy gonna like actually fight me? And he usually, when he starts to let his combinations fly, is in the later rounds, and then when those combinations fly, it's all over. You know, you already think that Usyk is at one level, right? But when he gets to the later rounds, he goes into another gear, another gear, another gear, and it's an absolute nightmare to fight. It's mental torture when you fight Usyk. Uh, but this is the thing, Rory. His movement is so good that I don't see that happening to him. I mean, will he get chinned? Because a lot of people say is the whole thing of him moving up from cruiserweight to heavyweight, that he's not going to be able to take that power. Um, and so far, he looks like he's managed it. I mean, to go and have your second fight in the heavyweight division, and it's going to be Derrick Chisora, of all people, War Chisora, that comes to lay bombs on you. You know, you got to be doing something right if you've made it through those 12 rounds. You know, so yeah, but that's the thing. That's the thing. When Usyk when he starts to see you're frustrated, and he's just there ticking over, ticking over. You know, so I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, who do you think's going to win again? Who do you think will win between? I believe it will be a WBO fight for the title between Usyk and Joe Joyce. I can definitely see Usyk winning that fight, in my opinion. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the same. I feel like that fight. Look, I don't. When I watched the and if you guys want to check out, it's also on the channel. I done a live stream for the Daniel Dubois versus Joe Joyce fight, and I watched that one live, and I think I feel like Joyce did get the rub of the green, and he did get a bit lucky, with the with that jab. I mean, look, uh, you know, if you were to actually look back on that fight, you would see that clearly Daniel Dubois was beating him in every avenue. But the one thing that Dubois got wrong was that he was just getting peppered with too many jabs. Um, so and that wasn't good for Dubois' eye, you know. Let's have a look what you lot are saying. I'm gonna answer a couple more questions and I'm gonna call it a night. So hold on a second. Had a they had a fight. Yeah, Usyk won that. I I I feel like Usyk will be able to get out of the way of that jab. You know. Oh, bruv. On a real, I swear, on my mom's life, I didn't even see you there, bruv. There's been an ongoing conversation. Allow me. It's 5 in the morning, bruv. What's up? Oh, you said jab jab, right? I've seen the comment now. Yeah, there was a lot of jabs going on. Oh, wait, what? There's a lot going on in this chat now. Are you taking the piss? Strong. I just feel like I feel like when Joyce and Usyk get it on, I just feel like I just feel like will Usyk not Joyce out? I don't know. I just think he's just got a gas tank that is just kind of unmatched, man. uh, bro, hopefully this lockdown just man, it just needs to go away now. Oh, make sure you leave a like on the stream. Helps the videos out. Helps everything run smooth. Where that much sugar now? Went to McDonald's. Yeah, what did you get at McDonald's? Let the chat know. Uh, but this is the thing. Like, if Usyk is still in the late stages of a fight, um, and he's still there, and he's still ticking over, and you're getting hit with all these punches, it just doesn't matter. You know, it doesn't matter if it doesn't even matter if they don't even have any power. If the accuracy is there, and he hits you, and it's a punch you don't see, that's enough. I mean, even if it's like a flash knockdown, then you're already tired. You know, those ones are the worst. Oh yes, double pounder, yeah. Jeez, going in. Had a kebab, rah, bro. Everyone letting everyone know in the chat their meals. I had a kebab the other day actually. Yeah, it was a good one. What is my what is my ethnicity? I am I'm half Jamaican, half Greek. That's me. Mum's Jamaican, dad's Greek. That is the those are the ethnicities that I've got coursing through my veins. Yeah, that's me. I'm glad you find that that cool. you know, I find it very cool. I could see that. I could see that. Most people, you know, most people that are mixed race could look like they could venture any way on the world map. you know, say wallahi. Ladies and gentlemen, um, I'm gonna call it on this live stream, and I want to say a big thank you. Yes, and make sure from me to you that you go and you watch the Snyder Cut. And no, it's not the same movie of what the 2017 Justice League movie is. It's a completely different movie. So I definitely mark calendars. Make sure you watch that. Support the movement. It's going to be a good one. By the way, what's it, Derrick Lewis um, done the best knockout of all time. If you thought that AJ's uppercut was hard, you ain't seen nothing yet. If you go on your phone, it'll probably be everywhere. No, it wasn't a pay per view. It was just a kind of a normal event. I watched it. Yeah, it's old. It's just a replay. Just going in the background. Yeah. All right, then, guys. I look like a badger's asshole, so I'm gonna get out of there. And I just want to say to the people that were in the live stream and they came into the live stream once the knockout had actually happened, you guys have been so much fun. And I really do hope that you guys all return. I will do that. Maz says hi. He's in the kitchen getting water. um, I want to say, yeah, big up to all you guys that came on the stream. It was brilliant, and you made it a lot of fun. And I really do hope that you return because we got many more events coming up. It was just earlier announced that Povetkin versus White will be in Gibraltar on 27th March. So I'll be doing a live stream for that as well. So guys, thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Good night.